coming to our production tonight. We will be performing The Tragedy of Othello, Act 2, Scene 1. This is on a port in Venice. Enter Montano, Governor of Cyprus, and two gentlemen.
What from the Cape can you discern at sea?
Nothing at all. It is a high-wrought flood. I cannot twixt the heaven and the main discray a sail.
Methinks the wind hath spoke aloud at land. A fuller blast never shook our battlements. If it hath ruffians so upon the sea, what ribs of oak, when mountains melt on them, can hold the mortise? What shall we hear of this? A segregation of the Turkish fleet, for do but stand upon the foamy shore. The cheating billow seems to pelt the clouds. The wedge-shaped surge with high and monstrous mane seems to cast water on the burning fair, and quench the guards of the ever-fixed pole. I never did like Mole's station view on the enshaped flood. If the Turkish fleet be not unsheltered and invade, they are drowned. It is impossible to bear it out.
News, lads! Our wars are done. The desperate tempest hath so banged the Turks that their designment halts. A noble ship of Venice hath seen a grievous wreck and sufferance on most part of their fleet.
How is this so?
The ship is here put in, of Verosna, Michael Cassinio, lieutenant to the warlike Moor, Othello, is come on shore, the Moor himself at sea, and is full commission for here for Cyprus.
I am glad on it. 'Tis a worthy governor.
But the same Cassio, though he speak of comfort, touching the Turkish loss, yet he looks sadly, and prays the Moor be safe, for they were parted with foul and violent tempest.
Pray heavens he be, for I have served him, and the man commands like a full soldier. Let's to the seaside hoe, as well to see the vessel that's come in, and as to throw out our eyes for brave Othello, even till we make the main and the aerial blue an indistinct regard.
Come, let's do so, for every minute of expectancy of more arrivals. Thanks you, the valiant of this warlike isle, that so approve the Moor. O let the heavens give him defense against the elements, for I have lost us him on a dangerous sea.
Is he well shipped?
His bark is stoutly timbered, and his pilot a very expert and approved allowance. Therefore my hopes, not survey it to death, stand in bold cure. A sail! A sail! A sail! What noise?
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
You have messenger.
I don't have that. What?
There's no messenger. Maybe we should check
Oh.
before we
Do that. No, mine is this guy.
Okay,
Okay.
just do it.
The town is empty. On the brow of the sea stand ranks of people, and they cry, "A sail!"
My hopes do shape him for the governor.
They do discharge their shot of courtesy, our friends, at least.
I pray for you, sir, go forth and give us truth who tastes that arrival.
I shall. But, good lieutenant, is your general arrived?
Most fortunately, he hath achieved and made that paragon's description and wild fame, one that excels the quirks of blazoning pens, and in the essential vesture of creation does tire the enager. How now, who has put in?
'Tis one Iago, ancient, and to the general.
He's had my most favorable and happy speed, tempts themselves high seas and howling winds, the guttered rocks and congregated sands, traders as steeped to clog the guiltless keel, as having sense of beauty do omit their mortal natures, letting go safely by the divine Desdemona.
What is she?
She that I spake of, our great captain's captain, left in the conduct of the bold Iago, he whose footing here anticipates our thoughts. A sennice speed, great Jove, a fellow guard, and swell his sail with thine own powerful breath, that he may bless this bay with his tall ship, make love's quick pants in Desdemona's arm, give renewed fire to our extinct experience, and bring all Cyprus comfort. O behold, the riches of the ship that is come on shore. Ye men of Cyprus, let her have your knees. Hail to thee, lady, and the grace of heaven, before, behind thee, and on every hand, and wheel thee round.
I thank you, valiant Cassio. What tidings can you tell me of my lord?
He is not yet arrived, nor No, I ought, but that he's well, and will be shortly here.
Oh, but I fear, how lost you, company?
The great connection of the sea and skies parted our fellowship. But hark, a sail! A sail! A sail! Pow!
They give their greeting to the citadel. This likewise is a friend.
See for the news. Good ancient, you are welcome. Mwah. Welcome, mistress.
Wait. Oh, never mind. Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Welcome, mistress. Let it not gall your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my breeding that gives me this bold show of courtesy.
Sir, would she give you so much of her lips, as of her tongue she oft bestows on me, you'd have enough.
Oh my god, can you be a little quicker?
Alas, she has no speech. In faith too much. I find it still when I have list to sleep. Mary, before your ladyship, I grant she puts her tongue a little in her heart, and chides with thinking.
You have little cause to say so.
Come on, you are pictures out of doors, bells in your parlors, wild cats in your kitchens, saints in your injuries, devils being offended, players in your housewifery, and housewives in your beds.
You're so simple.
Oh, fie upon me, slanderer. Nay, it is true, or else I am a Turk. You rise to play and go to bed to work.
You shall not write my praise.
No, let me not. What wouldst thou write of me, if thou shouldest praise me? Oh, gentle lady, do not put me to it, for I am nothing if not critical. Come on, I say, there's one gone to the harbor. Eh, madame? I am not married, but I do beguile the thing I am by seeming otherwise. Come, how wouldst thou praise me? I am about it, but indeed my invention comes from my pate as birdlime does from fries. It plucks out brains and all, but my muse labors, and thus she is delivered. If she be fair and wise, fairness and wit, the one's for us use, the other useth it. Well praised. How if she be black and witty? If she be black and thereto have a wit, she'll find a white that shall her blackness fit. Worse and worse.
How if fair and foolish?
She never yet was foolish that was fair, for even her folly helped her to an heir. These are old fond paradoxes to make fools laugh in the alehouse. What miserable praise hast thou for her that's fool and foolish? There's none so foul and foolish thereunto, but does foul pranks which fair and wise ones do. Oh, heavy ignorance, thou praise the worst praise, but what praise couldst thou bestow on a deserving woman indeed, one that in the authority of her merit did justly put on the vouch of very malice itself? She that was ever fair and never proud, had tongue at will, and yet was never loud, never lacked gold, and yet went never gay, fled from her wish, and yet said, now I may. She that, being angered, her revenge being nigh, bade her wrong stay, and her displeasure fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail, to change the cod's head for the salmon's tail. She that could think, and never disclose her mind, see her suitors following, and not look behind. She was a white, if ever such white were. To do what? To suckle fools and chronicle small beer. O most lame and impotent conclusion, do not learn of him, Amelia, though he be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor?
He speaks home, madame, and you may relish him more in a soldier than in a scholar.
He takes her by the palm. Eh, well said, whisper. which as little a web as this will I ensnare, as great a fly as Cassio. A smile upon her do. I will guide thee in thine own courtship, you say true, 'tis so indeed. If such tricks are these stripped you out of your itinerary, it had been better you had not kissed your 3 fingers so oft, which now again you are most apt to play the sir, and very good, well kissed, in excellent courtesy, 'tis so indeed. Yet again your fingers to your lips, would they were slicer pipes for your sake.
The more, I know his trumpet, 'tis truly so.
Let's meet him and receive him.
Lo, where he comes. Oh, my fair warrior.
Oh, my dear Othello.
It gives me wonder great as my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy! If after every tempest come such calms, may the winds blow till they have wakened death, and let the laboring bark climb hills of seas, Olympus high and death again as low as hell's from heaven. If it were now to die, 'twere now to be most happy, for I fear my soul hath her content so absolute that not another comfort to this succeeds an unknown fate.
The heavens forbid, but that our loves and comforts should increase, even as our days grow.
And into that, sweet powers, I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. Why? And this, the great discords be that e'er our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs that make this music, as honest as I am.
Come, let us to the castle. News, friends, our wars are done. The Turks are drowned. How does my old acquaintance of this isle? Honey, you shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them. O my sweet, I prattle out of fashion, and I dote in mine own comforts. I prithee, good Iago, go to the bay and disembark my coffers. Bring thou the master to the citadel. He is a good one, and his worthiness does challenge much respect. Come, Desdemona, once more we'll meet at Cyprus.
Do thou meet me presently at the harbor. Come hither, if thou best valiant. As they say, base men, being in love, have been a nobility in their natures more than is native to them. List me. The lieutenant tonight watches on the court of guard. First, I must tell thee this. Desdemona is directly in love with him.
With him? Why, 'tis not possible.
Lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Mark me with what violence she first loved more, but for bragging and telling her fantastical lies. And will she love him still for prating? Let not thy discreet heart think it. Her eye must be fed, and what delight shall she have to look on the devil? When the blood is made dull with the act of sport, there should be, again inflame it, and to give sanctity, a fresh appetite, loveliness in favor, sympathy in years, manners, and beauties, all which the more is defective in. Now, for want of these required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will find itself of use, begin to heat the gorge, disrelish, and abhor the more. Very nature will instruct her in it, and compel her to some choice. Now, sir, this granted, as it is most pregnant and unforced position, who stands so eminently in the degree of this fortune as Cassio does, a knave very voluble. Now further conscionable than in putting on the mere form of civil and human seeming, for the better compassing of his soft and most hidden loose affection. Why none? Why? None. A slippery and subtle knave, a finder of occasions, that has an eye can stamp and counterfeit advantages. Though true advantage never present itself, a devilish knave. Besides, the knave is handsome, young, and hath all those requisites in him that folly and greedy minds look after. A pestilent, complete knave, and the woman hath found him already.
I cannot believe that in her. She's full of most blessed condition.
Blessed figs end. The wine she drinks is made of grapes. If she had been blessed, she would have never left the more. Blessed of pudding. Didst thou not see her paddle with the palm of his hand? Didst not mark that?
Yes, I did, but that was but courtesy.
Lechery by this hand. an index and obscure prologue to the history of lust and foul thoughts. They met so near with their lips that their breaths embraced together. Villainous thoughts, where we go. When these mutualities so marshal the way, hard at hand comes the master and main exercise, the incorporate conclusion. Pish! But, sir, be ruled by me. I have brought you from Venice. Watch you tonight. For the command, I'll lay it upon you. Cassio knows you not. I'll not be far from you. Do you find some occasion to anger Cassio, either by speaking too loud, or tainting his discipline, or from what other course you please, which the time shall more favorably minister? Well, sir, he is rash, and very sudden in choler, and haply with his truncheon may strike at you. Provoke him that he may, for even out of that will I cause these of Cyprus to mutiny, whose qualification shall come into no true taste again, but by the displacing of Cassio. So shall you have a shorter journey to your desires by the means I shall then have to prefer them, and the impediment most profitably removed, without the which there were no expectation of our prosperity.
I will do this if you can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant thee. Meet me by and by at the citadel. I must fetch his necessaries ashore. Farewell.
Adieu.
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. That she loves him, 'tis apt, and of great credit. The more, howbeit, that I endure him not, is of a constant loving noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now, I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though pre-adventure I stand accountant for as great a sin, but partly led to die at my revenge. For that I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leaped into my seat, the thought whereof doth with a poisonous mineral gnaw mine innards, and nothing can or shall content my soul till I am even with him, wife for wife. Or, failing so, yet that I put the Moor at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot purr which thing to do. If this poor trash of Venice, whom I trash for his quick hunting, stand the putting on, I'll have our Michael Cassio on the hip. Abuse him to the Moor in the rank guard, for I fear Cassio with my nightcap too. Make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me, for making him ugly, ghostly, an ass, and practicing upon his peace and quiet, even to madness. 'Tis here, but yet confusing. Knavery's plain face is never seen telling us.